Can you mix it for me?
Yeah. Oh, you're dirty, booze. Hey guys, welcome back to Kiki Kuisine. From the entire season of fall and winter, I'm cozy on the couch. I want cozy, comforting meals, and this dish is just that. I am making, hold for applause, a butternut squash Kiki Carbonara. Okay? Say that 3 times fast. So we know about carbonara. It's one of the classic Italian Roman dishes that has pecorino romano cheese, eggs, guanciale, and pretty much that's it. But we're gonna Kiki it up for the fall season. We're doing roasted butternut squash, and we're gonna season this with all different flavors of the fall. So it's gonna be nice and warm and spicy and toasty and yummy. And then we're gonna blend that and add that puree into our carbonara mixture, and we're gonna sauce it all up. It's gonna be luscious, it's gonna be delicious, but we're also doing the guanciale, which is, trigger warning if there's any vegans, this is the side of a pig's face. It looks like I found it on a crime scene. But anyway, this is gonna give the classic flavor. It's not smoked like bacon would be. The complexity like Parmesan cheese has where you like taste it and it's like, ooh, this tastes nutty or this tastes fruity or sweet. The same thing has it with this meat here because it's a cured pig cheek jowl, or it's a cured jowl. Now I had my jowls removed in the 90s, so I don't know what those look like. But anyway, this is gonna give the classic flavor to it. It's gonna be meaty, porky, a little sweet, a little nutty. It's gonna be perfection. We're gonna break this down into lardons and we're gonna crisp this up in our Hexclad, and it's gonna come out perfect. This is our Fall Fiesta episode, and I wanna say thank you to Hexclad for sponsoring this video. I've been using them all my life. They are literally the best pans. You buy them once and you buy them for life. They have a lifetime guarantee. They're oven safe up to 500 degrees, dishwasher safe. They're scratch resistant. You can use metal utensils in here. I've scraped things all around here. I've never gotten one scratch. If you're looking to buy a pan, or if you're getting married, this is what you want on your registry. If you're looking to buy some cookware, if you're just starting to cook out, buy it once and never have to buy it again. With Hexclad, you have a lifetime guarantee. You can do anything you want in the kitchen with them. Hexclad wants to give you 10% off when you order with them. Go to hexclad.com/Kiki and get 10% off anything on the website. That's hexclad.com/Kiki to support our show. Definitely check them out. First and foremost, let's get our oven preheated to 400 degrees, and we have our butternut squash that we have cubed up. You can buy it cubed like this, or you can get it yourself the whole size, but that's such a pain in the ass. It's just, the skin is so thick, it takes forever. So if you find it cubed up already, save yourself some time, ladies. We wanna season this up. We're gonna do some olive oil, get that nice and coated, because you want it to roast nice and brown. Some sea salt, generously salt this, because this is gonna give it all the flavor. Do some crushed red pepper flakes. This is gonna give a little bit of spice to it because I want a tiny bit spicy but not too hot. So instead of black pepper, I'm using crushed red pepper flakes like this. And then we're gonna just toss it up. Okay, we're also gonna add in some garlic cloves here. Just put them whole because we're gonna blend these up anyway, so you don't have to worry about dicing them up too fine because they're all gonna get pureed in the blender. And then give that, oh, she's popping. Okay, we're gonna get that on a sheet pan with some parchment paper down. Shake it to a single layer, like that. I'm gonna put some rosemary sprigs in there. Any fall herbs work here. If you have thyme, that works. Rosemary works. You can do sage. I have all of them, but I'm just gonna keep it simple because I know myself, and I'll put a whole garden in on here, and it's gonna be too much. So I'm just doing a little bit of rosemary. This is gonna kind of flavor all the oils and get nice and roasty toasty. Pop this in a 400 degree oven. I'm gonna say check it around 20 minutes, but just until it gets tender, until they're fork tender and they get all nice and golden and softened, and then we're gonna let those cool. All right, girls, this is the fear factor portion of the episode. We have to break down this pig face. I think we're just gonna go in. I think we have to cut the fat off of it, or the skin. It might be skin. I don't know what part. I don't know what body part it is, but we gotta get it out. It's not. This doesn't look like we should be eating that. So we're just gonna break it down. Get a very sharp knife. So we're just gonna cut the skin off, and we're gonna do that all around. Again, take your time with this because you don't want to take away too much of that fat, because that's what's gonna give our guanciale its flavor, and it's gonna give our carbonara that classic flavor. So don't take too much of it off, but you know, maybe in some cultures they leave it on. But we're not that adventurous over here. And I'm sure you can save the scraps for like something else. I don't know, put them in a stock or a soup to like flavor it, like instead of a pig foot or a ham hock. In the South, I know they use ham hocks to flavor things. Maybe throw this in, but I'm just gonna call animal control and have it picked up. While we're breaking down this whole hog, I wanna get our water boiling because everything's gonna come together really quickly, so it gets a big pot of water boiling for our pasta. Okay, ladies, we broke down the whole hog, and now we're gonna cut it into lardons. Now, I don't like using that word because it's triggering, because I was called Porky Pig as a child. But lardons, I just mean like little cubes of fat, I'm assuming. but let's cut this down into cubes. And this is gonna give us all the flavor from the fat that's gonna render down, but it's also gonna crisp up and be our Kiki topping for our Kiki Butternut Squash Carbonara. We're gonna grab our Hexclad. This is the 12-inch fry pan, and we're gonna get it on our flame. We wanna get it on a high flame and put it in when the pan's cold because you want the fat to render down and it'll give more time to do that. So now it's time to make our Kiki Butternut Squash puree. We have a roasted butternut squash that has all the garlic on there and the red chili flakes, and we season it with salt. And I'm also gonna add a Kiki fall spice, nutmeg, and this is gonna give it all that warm, roasty, toasty fall feelings that you get and like pumpkin spice lattes and all the fall smells and candles. It's gonna give a nice round, warm, yummy flavor to our, oh my God, it's so good. Okay, just a little dab will do, don't overdo it. So we're gonna add our squash into the blender. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to it just to help it blend up and become more of a puree. Not too much though. You can also use chicken stock if you have chicken stock, that would be good. Let's see what kind of texture we get and then we'll adjust seasoning from there for our Kiki puree. Let's see what's going all on up in here, girl. Let's give it a taste. This is how we do in the restaurant business. You guys, that is fucking good. It's spicy. It's like roasty butternut squash, so it tastes like caramely and creamy with no cream. Okay. And that nutmeg just gives that round, earthy flavor. This is gonna go perfect once you mix it with our eggs, and our pancetta. I'm sorry, our guanciale. The pecorino romano, it's gonna be a symphony. Okay, our guanciale is done. I added a couple thyme sprigs in there just to flavor the fat. These pans are awesome, nothing's sticking. They cook so evenly, so every piece is equally brown. That's what's great about Hexclad because they have that technology where it heats and disperses heat so evenly, and that's why they're the best. Okay, our puree is done. Now it's time to assemble it all together. I'm gonna salt my water. I wanna heavily salt this. Don't be shy here. And then we're gonna drop our pasta in just a minute. So basically carbonara is pecorino romano cheese and eggs and guanciale. So we have all that. So I have to get our eggs in the bowl. We make sure you're using room temperature eggs. I don't know why, because it just says that's what we have to do. 2 whole eggs in our bowl first. Now these are organic. But you know what? I'm making a lot of pasta. I'm gonna do 3 eggs. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. You're just gonna, oh, those are the egg whites. Oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. 3 eggs. We're doing 3 eggs. I can't deal with that. Pecorino romano cheese, and I think we just whisk this up now until it becomes a thick paste. It almost should look like our puree. And make sure everything's room temperature so it all melts together. You don't want anything seizing up. Now don't worry if it looks chunky. The hot water from the pasta is gonna melt it all together, make a luscious, sorry, hold for sound. Don't worry if it looks chunky because it's all gonna melt when the hot pasta water hits it, and it's gonna become luscious and creamy and velvety. You're not gonna believe your eyes. Just a couple cracks of black pepper. Make sure this is cooled. Otherwise, you put the hot squash in there, it'll make you'll make a souffle. And we're not doing that. This is not souffle you stay. This is Kiki Carbonara, okay? Fold in the squash puree, and now we're gonna drop our pasta. Now we're using fresh pasta. This is tagliatelle. It's like fettuccine's little sister. It's flat, it's just fresh egg noodles, egg pasta. We're gonna drop this in, about 1 pound, to our heavily salted water. I know people get squeamish around raw eggs because they think like, oh, how are you eating raw eggs? They're not cooked. I'm scared I'm gonna die. We are cooking them. We're gonna temper them. That means slowly cooking them to bring it up to temperature so you're not creating like, scrambled eggs. You just wanna slowly cook them with warm water, and that, cooks it and takes all the bad stuff away. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna temper it a little at a time. You take some of the pasta water and whisk it while you pour it in. And this will start warming this up slowly and gently. It's called tempering the eggs. See this? And you constantly move, and you can already see the cheese is starting to melt and it's becoming thick and luscious. Okay, we're also gonna add half of our guanciale along with the fat, and that's gonna give us all the flavor. And we're saving the rest of it to top our carbonara with. So now we have everyone in the pot, and we did it slowly so nothing is cooking the egg, nothing's gonna scramble the eggs. But that guanciale fat is just melting. Look how much smoother this is already, our carbonara. We're gonna get a separate bowl, because this is gonna be our mixing bowl. We're gonna kind of combine everything in together with the hot pasta. So we're gonna start pulling our pasta and putting it in the bowl, and then we're gonna slowly add in our carbonara to that, and that's gonna like make it all to come to a big symphony. It's all gonna meld together and become a big, harmonious, delicious thing. Just watch and learn, girls. And you want pasta water in here as well, because you want it to be wet. And I like a metal bowl for this because it holds the heat. And now we're gonna slowly ladle in our carbonara to the hot pasta, and then we're gonna shake it around. Shake it all about. When you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Oh my God, it smells so good. And a little more. So the trick is adding it slowly and incorporating it as it goes, and that's gonna create that harmonious mixture that carbonara is so famous for. We're gonna add some more cheese to it. You just want to you're looking for texture here. You want to get the right kind of thickness, the right texture, so you can add a little more cheese if you want to thicken it up. You can add a little more pasta water if you need to thin it out. It's really about preference here, and also just taking a look at how it's going and how, like, what texture you're going for. So it has to be luscious. I would change my name to Luscious.
Can you mix it for me?
Yeah. Oh, you're dirty, booze. And the last thing you do, and they don't tell you this, but in every restaurant they do, you always finish pasta with a pat of butter. This is just how it gets all harmonious and comes together and becomes that luscious sauce. Just a little pat of butter, about half a stick for the whole pound, and then mix this in. And this is gonna make our sauce glossy and smooth and decadent. Okay, let's plate. I'm using these gorgeous, deep, wide rim plates. They look so chic. We're gonna, and the portion of this, you don't want a ton of this. You're not having huge bowls of carbonara. That's how the Italians are so skinny, because they eat all the things, but they just have, they're mindful with their portions. We're gonna get it there, and then we're gonna twirl our plate as we go, and slowly lower the pasta into the vessel. Oh, she fell. Still cute though. We're still cute, still pretty though. Presentation is key here in the Kiki kitchen. I have lots of critics coming over today. Okay, good. Now let's garnish. I'm gonna take a little bit of our fresh Pecorino Romano cheese. We're gonna grate this right in, right over top. And remember, we're cleaning the plate as we go. We don't want anything on the plate. Now, some of our lardons. We're just gonna gently add those where we want them. It's our beautiful guanciale that we fried up in our Hexclad. Then we're gonna take some nutmeg, again, just on top to reinforce that flavor and give a little bit of a Kiki garnish. And then last but certainly not least, I'm gonna add some thyme, because that's what kind of was in our butternut squash, and it's gonna kind of give a nod to that. Place it on top. This is so pretty, you guys. This is Michelin star. This is better than Michelin star. This is Kiki stars. Okay, it's time to give it a taste. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys, I'm not kidding. It's literally perfection. It's a symphony of flavors and textures. First of all, the guanciale right away is perfectly crisp, perfectly tender and juicy, with a nice smoky char on the outside, all thanks to the Hexclad. It has the technology that heats evenly all throughout, so you never get any spots that are not cooked as well or overcooked. It's just perfection every time with Hexclad. Go to hexclad.com/Kiki right now for 10% off anything at Hexclad. I guarantee you it's gonna change your cooking game, but this is literally everything. The butternut squash comes through. It's a sweetness that you can't get anywhere else. It tastes just like classic carbonara, but the nutmeg is bringing it to that fall flavor. It's luscious, it's festive, it's easy to do. It looked technical, but it was actually came together pretty easily, and it's gonna impress your guests. I'm gonna eat this whole thing and then take a bubble bath. But thank you so much for joining us on Kiki Kuisine. Happy fall, y'all. And until next time, thank you for joining us. Bye, girl.